Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Dennis coming from Winnipeg. Sorry, it's a late jump on the live video, and it's been again another kind of a long day for me. I had some family thing that I had to do, and then I had to go into work later on this evening, and then I just got home probably 15-20 minutes ago, and I'm just trying to catch up a little bit. Anyway, so yesterday I talked about gut and what the gut function is and how important the gut health, etc., etc. So I mentioned that I was going to talk about the fiber today because, gut bacteria is good or bad. They actually feed on the fiber that we put into our mouth and what we eat. And a lot of food that we eat affect these bacteria, differently. Fibers are the good food. And when I was talking about it yesterday, I forgot to mention one thing also is that, certain superfood actually improve and balance your gut bacteria and also improve the inflammation, reduce the inflammation, modulate the immune system. So tomorrow I want to talk a little bit more about superfood in my Facebook Live tomorrow. But today I want to talk about fiber and, different fiber that are in our food and what you should eat and what it's supposed to do. So many of you may know that there is a different type of fiber. One is called soluble fiber and one is called insoluble fiber. And you can get soluble fiber from steel cut oak type of thing. You can get from fruit, you can get from vegetables and flaxseed type of thing. And soluble fiber actually absorb bile acid and remove bile acid out of your stomach. So in turns, it's actually in the long run reduce the cholesterol, also absorb the fat and stuff, so reduce the cholesterol. So that's why a lot of study out there said soluble fibers are good for cardiovascular health because it's reduced the cholesterol, etc., etc. And then insoluble fiber, those are bulk-forming fiber that it's actually improve your bowel movement, your bulk, to form the stool properly and then move the stomach, GI tract faster. The only other thing you need to know is that even though we're talking about, okay, fiber is good, this fiber is good, that fiber is good, when you eating the fiber, you eat a lot of vegetables, fruit, etc., you still make sure that, especially insoluble fiber, you have to make sure that you drink enough fluid. If you don't, you're going to get constipated. And the other thing I wanted to share is that when you already have some issue in the gut bacteria imbalance, etc., there is one diagnosed condition called small intestine bacteria overgrowth. What happens is that when you got the bad bacteria growing so much due to improper eating, stress, etc., in your large intestine, when there's a bacterial overgrowth of the bad bacteria, they tend to grow into small intestine. And when that happens, you get more immune issue, more inflammation, etc., in your gut. So when you have that, a lot of time you may need to treat it with specific antibiotic, treat it with natural antibiotic like berberines, golden seal, etc., oregano, to kill out those bad bacteria from small intestine. So sometimes it may take up to 3 to 6 months or longer even with the prescription antibiotic and treatment. So if you have this kind of condition or diagnosis, You have to be careful with the fiber because both soluble and insoluble fiber can potentially worsen SIBO. So the other fiber that you should be eating if you have a diagnosis with a SIBO condition is called resistant fiber, or most people will know that as a resistant starch. And studies have shown that if you eat resistant starch, it does not affect the SIBO. It's actually work better with the SIBO condition. And so you can get resistant starch from a lot of food, especially like green banana. When you eat the ripened banana, the starch is not resistant starch. But if you eat green banana, you eat plantain, those are resistant starch. And there's other way of making some of the starch into resistant starch. So if you're interested, definitely PM me. I can share the information with you. And I hope that tonight's information is helpful. Like I said, I will try and share the superfood information tomorrow during my live tomorrow. Have a great evening.